just happened? Welcome to day 2, by the way. This is the actual real OG day 2. We were live just before. We were doing some moves, some wiggle, because the energy was so high, the live dropped. So we're back. Always be solution focused, comment below, and we're going to get the energy back up. So what we're going to do is make sure to do our tests, make sure that everything is working properly, and welcome back, everybody. This sometimes happens. So the lesson that we learn is always be solution focused. Comment below. Welcome back, everyone. Tag our friends, tag our family. Welcome back, everybody. Comment below and say always be solution focused. Energies were too high. Super good to have you back. Yes. Oh, goodness. Here we are again. Always be solution focused, indeed. All right. The show is back on the road. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, all of you. Yes. Very good. Now make sure to tag all our friends, all our family members, all our smilers. Make sure that everybody's here. Also the people that were on the previous video, because the energies were probably going too high. Oh man. Make sure to do a little shimmy, shake. And by the way, guys, I said it in my previous live. Today is going to be epic, mind-blowing, crazy. Wow. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But also, one thing. Our energy can be high, but make sure that this time we don't break the internet. Shimmy. Okay, everybody with me. This is what we do is the cha-ching dance. From Shopify. Welcome. Nice. Tag your friends, tag your family members. Make sure everyone is here, because today is going to be a day that you will remember for the rest of your life if you play full out. So comment below and say, I will play full out. Nice. And Cassie is saying, I love that cha-ching dance. Ooh, if you love that cha-ching dance, then you definitely are going to be very, very amused today with what we have to share with you. Because today, let me just tell you one thing. Make sure to turn off all distractions. No washing the cat while watching. No watching Netflix while doing this. No multitasking. Play full out. Comment below and say, I will play full out. Because today we're going to share something with you that the first time that I heard this, I was like, oh, this is too amazing. This is too incredible. This is so phenomenally powerful. And this is the reason why I personally jumped into this, why I said like, hey, Andrew, you've shown me the light. This is absolutely amazing. E-commerce empire, here I come. So everybody comment below and say, e-commerce empire, here I come. Because what we're going to share with you today is the roadmap of how simplified you can build a powerful passive income stream, helping people, doing what you love in a way that is literally, I've never seen anywhere before. So this is how powerful it is. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And again, you will want to hold on to your seat. Also, we're going to talk about so many important things today that you have to be here until the end. Comment below and say, I will be here until the end. Because as you guys will have heard me said before, winners run through the finish line. If you are here and you basically consume a little bit of the beginning, but you're not here until the end, then you're going to miss out. You're not going to get the full puzzle. Like it's when you are baking a cake and you only get the, what do you put in a cake these days? Let's say the eggs and the flour, but you're missing out on other cake stuff. Then you're not going to get a cake, you're going to get a cookie. And who here wants a cookie? Who here wants a cake? I guess you guys are eager for a cake. Like if that's the goal you set out, you want to build your ecom empire cake, then make sure you get all of it. And especially right now with this challenge, we're literally sharing it all with you guys, just like this. So pay close attention, actively participate, take action. We've heard yesterday the power that the little voice has over us if we are not aware. That's why we did this exercise near the end of yesterday's call, where we saw the little voice in action. But we also remember, right? We are no longer cavemen. Comment it below. We are no longer cavemen and cavewomen. We want to create abundance. But we realized yesterday that if we want change, we got to change. Ain't no pointing fingers everywhere. No, the finger can only be pointed like this. Because when you try to point your finger somewhere, it goes back to you. And ultimately, you are the only one who is able to welcome success into your life, to welcome abundance into your life. You are the one that has to grant yourself permission. As two of my most, two GIC students close to my heart have really reaffirmed this with me. It's the amazing Natalie and the amazing Abha. And it's just, like, it's so simple, yet so important. And it's a lot of the times it's these simple things that people forget. That's what Usher sings. It's the simple things in life we forget, but not you guys, because you're here to learn from the amazing Andrew, and you want to build your ecom empire, right? So make sure to take all that you can, actively participate, implement this, be aware of the little voice, be aware of what it says, and be aware that whenever it is not aligned with what you aim to do, with what you are wanting to establish for yourself, that we say, thank you very much, little voice, but you sit in the back, I'm the one driving. This is something incredibly important. And this is where we left off yesterday, where we said, whenever I see an opportunity that I am aligned with, I must grab it. I want you to comment that below. Yes, that's what Usher says. Exactly. Learn from Andrew. Okay, so comment it below and say, whenever I see an opportunity that I'm aligned with, I must grab it. Okay, let's lock that in. But before we dive into the amazingness that we have to share with you guys today, let me just very quickly peek. What we're going to share is what we call the FLC e-commerce success roadmap. Ooh, sounds very sexy. But what it does is even more sexy. It is literally the roadmap, step by step, to give you guys full clarity of what are the steps involved for you to build your ecom empire using one of the most powerful tools in the world, which is Shopify. And one of the things that I like about this is the fact that when you actually think about it, what you guys will realize, and this is where the mind-blowing stuff comes into place, is that most of the stuff is not even done by you. Now, how many of you like the stuff? Like, how many of you like the sound of that? That you can have your store and people can, be very much served by that, and you make the cha-chings. But most of the stuff, like the delivery, the packaging, like all that good stuff, is not even done by you. It's done immensely powerfully and well by other people that excel at that. Now, when I heard that, I was like, exactly like what Abby does. I'm in. Sign me up. I'm in. I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to ask for the guidance. And I said, Andrew, Ronan, you guys are experts. Please teach us. Please build our store. And man, I'm so grateful. And that is, again, one of the reasons why we're sharing this with you. We practice what we preach. If I'm seeing success with this, I want all of you to see success with this. And I'm just as much a newbie as you guys. Maybe a little less newbie because I've already taken the action. I've invested in my mentor. But I'm very in the beginning stage. And that's why I love this. And I think that's one of the most powerful things as well, is because you get to see me now as a student. You guys get to see how I take action, because I know whenever I set my mind to something, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it into a success. Why? Because success comes when you decide. Comment that below. Say, success comes when you decide. And I've decided. And I was like, okay, what is my fastest way to get to what I see as success? Find myself a mentor. Find myself a mentor, a person that knows how this is done, who does it well, and who cares about people. I don't know about you guys, but when I want to learn something, I don't just want to learn from a person who knows it. The heart's got to be in the right place. The vibration got to align. And this is, to me, very important, because learning is an energy exchange. And so before we even get started with all of this, I just really want to say a massive thank you again to the incredible Andrew, to the incredible Ronan, all the stuff that they do with their team for so many people all around the world. It's amazing. Now, and one more thing, as you guys already know, we are here to set you up for success. But what we have to understand is we set ourselves fantastic goals, building our ecom empire. But in order that we walk there and we stay consistent in our walk there, and we walk with fun, and we do ecom empire, here I come. If we want to stay happy and live the happiness advantage, as Sean Aker talks about, then what we have to do is celebrate our wins. Celebrate our wins, celebrate ourselves, give ourselves a pat on the back. As a matter of fact, everybody, even though I cannot see you, give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a big bear hug. I can't remember who said that. If it was Brian, amazing Brian from our FLC community, or whether it was Seth, one of the two. But give yourself a pat on the back. Give a little shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, say, I'm all good, I'm good, right? And that's important. And so I want to celebrate a couple of wins with you guys. First of all, massive shout out to all of you for being here again. Day number 2, you guys are all here again. That is worth celebrating. So comment below and say hoo ha hoo for being here. Because, like I said earlier, right? Winners run through the finish line. Most people start something, but they don't finish. Not you guys. You guys are here. You guys are here, eager, excited, early, powerful. And even when we broke down one life with the amazing energy that we have, we are here yet on another one. Everybody found it. Everyone's solution focused. So that tells me that you are ready for success. That tells me that you are a winner. So comment below and say, I'm a winner. I'm a winner, man. I don't know where that accent came from, but you're a winner. All right? That's number 1. Number 2, what incredible live videos have you guys shared? I haven't watched them all myself because after the challenge, there's a lot of different other things that I had to do. I saw a few, but Andrew watched every single video and we had a little chat about this and he was like, wow, this is so beautiful. He said a lot of people had such breakthroughs, such, these eye-opening moments. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we love. And I really want to take a moment to share with you why we do what we do and why I'm very certain that you will also do this and you will also resonate with it. Because some of you are mentioning inside of your live videos that it's so beautiful and it's so refreshing to see people that are incredibly skillful. Now, I don't want to say I'm incredibly skillful, but Andrew is incredibly skillful, right? And to then, Andrew could be doing anything. He could be focusing on his own business, scaling his other sites all through the roof. But yet he takes out a big portion of his time to help other people. One of the biggest parts of his schedule, and I know it because I work with him through our Global Impact Creators program. One of the big portions in his schedule, OMG, what energy! What is happening, you guys? Welcome to part 2 of day number 2. Well, actually, officially it's part 3 because we broke down the internet with our high energy, first of all. Then we had an amazing 15 minutes and then we broke it down again. So welcome to part 2 of day number 2. And guys, I love our amazing energy. I love it. I love it. I love it to bits, but we got to contain it because if we keep on breaking the internet, then how we can have 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. It's not so convenient. So we need to master our energy. Welcome back, everybody. Comment below, tag our friends, tag our family. This is such a beautiful ride. But This is the universe testing us. How much do we want this? How eager are we to build our ecom empire? So I guess making it back here, you guys are showing how dedicated you are. You guys are showing how much you want this. So this is all good. Everything is going to be okay. Comment below and say everything's going to be okay. Oh, gosh. So while we're at it, let's just play some more music to make sure everybody gets back. Amazing Ronan is sending out another message to everybody to make sure that that we are all back here. So I'm just about to quickly check whether we're actually live. Are we live? Yeah, we should be live. Yeah, there we go. Hello for the nth time. Yes, I love it. Indeed. But now I cannot find myself. How is that possible? How is that possible? Where am I? Okay, we'll get there. All is good. Guys, am I actually live? I'm live, right? Yeah, I'm live. Okay, cool. So, some points I started down myself, like, wow, what's going on here, man? Okay, welcome back, everybody. Energy so high, breaking the internet. Yeah, and it might have to do, because I've read some posts that there's a full moon happening or something like that, and maybe our combined energy and synergy is just too high for the internet to handle it. So I guess that is kind of a hoo-ha-hoo for all of us for having such incredible energy. But for this round, let's keep it energized, but focused to not break the internet. Is that okay? Comment below and say, we will have high energy, but we will not break the internet. Oh man, so good to have you guys back. So as we are sending out the documentation and the link to everybody again to get everybody back on, let's bring up the high energy once again. Everybody tag our friends, tag our family, make sure that no one's missing out. And what you can really compliment yourself for is that even when the universe throws you a curveball, you are wanting this. Comment below and say, I want this. I'm hungry. I'm eager. I'm solution focused. I'm powerful. I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah, how beautiful is this? So let me just give a few shout outs. Liana says, we will not break the internet. Exactly. Hello Fahe, hello Cora, hello Anna, hello Liana. Hey, so great to see you too. And yeah, we're back. Hey, May. All right, cool. So everybody, a little bit more shimmy, but not too much shimmy. Oh, goodness. Okay. So I see the numbers rising again. Tag whoever we're missing, our friends, our family. This is what happens, yeah? Whenever there's too much high energy, this can happen. But that is why we're solution focused. If there's a will, there's a way. Absolutely. Everybody, comment that below. Beautiful share. When there's a will, there's a way. And for those of you who are Dragon Ball Z fans, you might know this one. They had this joke for that Goku walking on Snake Way, and then he said, "If there's a will, there's a way. A long way, Snake Way." Oh man, hey Dad, love you. Mwah. Let's go. Yes, I have to tone down my energy. Yeah, well, let's do this. Like, the energy may be high, but we focus it towards our ecom empire rather than focusing it on breaking Facebook. I'm guessing Mark Zuckerberg must have seen some peaks in the activity. Like, where is that energy coming from? It's coming from all around the world. What is this? Ah! And then he was like, the Ecom Challenge. Oh, that makes sense. Of course. And actually, as a funny anecdote, I've only ever had this once before where 3 times the internet broke down, and that was one of the most powerful challenges I've ever run in my entire life. So that means that we've got some powerful people here. Yeah, comment below and say I'm powerful. Yes, we're getting the people back. Very, very good. Let's focus on this high energy into the challenge. Yes. Alrighty, cool. High energy, focus into making income. Cha-ching! Yes, that's it. Ronan knows what he's talking about. We will never forget this session. No, absolutely not. Alrighty, cool. So welcome back, everybody, once again. What was I talking about? Who can remember? Let me just quickly check my notes. I was so in the zone. And I was like, wait a second, the crowd is gone and I'm just talking to a computer. What is going on here, right? But yeah. So, oh yeah, we were celebrating the wins. We were only there. We were celebrating the wins. We were celebrating how powerful all of you guys are. And this is important, right? Because we want to get success. And if we are embarking on this path of success, we need to pat ourselves on the back. Shimmy, 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 and move forward. Now, and with regards to that, like people were talking about how refreshing it is, right? To see people with skills. Again, Andrew, phenomenal person, huge heart, really helping people to make a difference, really helping people to turn their lives around, to turn their businesses around. And a lot of you were saying like, this is so amazing, this is so beautiful, I'm so, moved by this. But what we really wanted to say about this is that this is only normal. This is only, contribution and helping people is one of the biggest human rights and human needs. The need for contribution. And it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this before, but like for one of the things that we talk about a lot of the time is that, if you're making money yourself, you get, phenomenal awards and all that stuff. It's cool, it's good. But when you're able to share this with other people and allow other people to step into their power and to see results and to change their life around, that is so much more gratifying, so much more beautiful, so much more amazing. And comment below if you can resonate with that. Comment below that if you do something that you love to do, you like it, you get results at it, that when you share it with other people or when you help another person, that really gives you a lot of fulfillment. And that is why we do what we do. That is why we're so excited, because we know that this challenge has the capacity to change your life. Comment below and say, this challenge will change my life. Let's affirm it. Let's make that decision together. This challenge will change my life. And with that shift in energy towards this challenge, towards ourselves, towards the empowerment, there you will change everything. And one of the big things that you guys mentioned of having as a breakthrough was the beautiful share by Andrew. And I want you actually to reaffirm that, right? Comment it below and say, you only need one product to become a millionaire. You will only need one product to become a millionaire. And that's a very powerful thing. And when he did the thought experiment, a lot of you were like, oh man, that was like very powerful. Comment below if you thought that was powerful. That you can see how you can start small, step by step, and then step by step. Whenever you make money, because you start with a small budget, you start with a small fee, and then step by step, you make more money. Then the money that you make, you reinvest into the business, then it becomes a bit bigger. Then the money that you make, you reinvest into the business, then it becomes a bit bigger. And then you scale it step by step, step by step. And how only one product is already enough to be able to make $1 million. Now this, when I heard it, I was really very happy about it. Because again, I feel that within my business, I've been really blessed to be able to see a lot of results and to be able to change a lot of lives in the process. But what we really, truly, and I want you guys to write this down and I want this message to land. What we want for you with this challenge is that you see what we see. That you basically get our spectacles, that you see what we see. And that you believe in yourself and that you will adopt the guidance and go and get it. That is what we want. That is what we give all our energy towards you guys in this challenge. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so really, really, again, want to massively congratulate you guys. Let's give each other and yourself another hoo-ha-hoo for your incredibleness, for being here. Even when the internet breaks down, you're still back here. That shows me that you want it. That shows me that you are eager, that you're excited, that you recognize this opportunity. And at that point, it becomes a must. At that point, it becomes like no-brainer. So comment below and say, I must launch my ecom empire. Comment that below. Say, I must launch my ecom empire. Now, also, I want to give another big congratulations to the incredible Misty yesterday, who had won the incredible strategy call with Andrew. And again, like I said before, I have many offline chats with Andrew, and he shares all these different ins and outs about e-commerce, about how you can do it faster, how you can help more people, how you can scale it, all these, like his mind, like pick his brain, Misty. Definitely pick his brain. It's incredible. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna have a lot of amazingness, and yeah, you're gonna love it. But I also wanted to say that what you did yesterday, and what a lot of you also did yesterday, but Misty obviously was the winner because we only had one winner, is taking action. That is powerful. To be aware, like I said before, be aware of the little voice. Understand that it's there to protect us, but it doesn't always serve us well. So I want you to affirm these very powerful things. Comment it below, write it in your notes, and say, success loves speed. Comment that below. Success loves speed, right? The speed to recognize an opportunity, to act upon it, to take action. Whenever you see an opportunity, whenever I see an opportunity that I'm aligned with, I must grab it. So comment below and say, I'm an action taker. I am an action taker, right? This is super, super important. And also with regards to what we talked about yesterday, and again, today we're going to go into this in a lot more detail, is yesterday we saw, and by the way, let me actually ask you guys, how many of you did the homework? Comment below if you did the homework. Basically, the homework, aside from going live, was also to check on Amazon, to look at products, to just have a brainstorm of what kind of shop you want to launch. We obviously looked at a lot of amazing examples, like first of all, the billion-dollar example of Kylie Jenner, but then also we looked at amazing stores by everyday people, the ones that Andrew guided. He turned around their business, he taught them the way how to do it. And a lot of you were doing the homework. I see now, beautiful. Homework, I did. Okay, super, super nice. So did it inspire you? What were the ideas that you guys came up with? Comment below. Let me know. What is the product that you want to go and or the niche that you want to go and start your shop in? Comment it below. What kind of products are you guys thinking about? The more I learn ecom, the more I get fascinated by it. Yeah. My words, sometimes like Stefan says, like the word allocation is a thing. You can only use that many words in a proper fashion, and after that, it's just going to become blabber. But yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. I have that too. It's really fascinating. And I've been in business for a couple of years now. And I know I do business well. And that's also the reason why when I saw this opportunity, I was like, man, let's do it. Let's do it. Manifestation water bottles. Oh, beautiful. Love it. And I love your store, Chibaya. Oh, thank you so much. We're going to launch it very soon. I'm so excited. Training products and supplements. Nice. I'm still thinking, but I love sweatshirts or maybe start pet products. Ooh, pet products. I've learned from Andrew that pet products is a very, very, very fruitful industry. You might see an example today. Still thinking about it. Very, very good. What else did you guys come up with? Because one thing, and you have to understand, right? See, crystals. What you have to understand is that what is key in all of this is that it is a high demand product. That is key. Because what we will talk about today as well is that what are common mistakes that people make, because we want you guys to know all of this stuff so that you can make an educated decision, so that you know this is how it works. These are the steps. This is what to look out for. This is what to do. This is what not to do. So that with all of that, you can see, wait a second, now that I see the clear picture, now that I understand this opportunity, I know what steps I want to take. I know I want to learn more. So that's why we're going to go over all these powerful things. But comment it below. Whatever it is that you are thinking about, make sure. If this isn't being tested by the universe, I don't know what is. But you guys are here again. You guys are here again. What does it show us? It shows us that you guys are winners. You guys are eager. You guys are hungry. Like Glass Brown says. Comment in the chat box and say, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I am excited. I'm ready. I'm eager. An ecom empire, here I come, right? And I'm super, super thrilled that now at least I get to see you. Now at least we get to enjoy your beautiful dance moves and your beautiful like hoo-ha-hoos and all the rest of it. It's like everything happens for a reason. Let's comment that below as well. Say everything happens for a reason. Because sometimes, and I just want to quickly share this because we have been tested quite well. Like we've been an hour in, and how much have we actually covered today? We're still at the beginning phase, but like what we're going to cover with you guys today is absolutely mind blowing. It is in a way like I ended the previous live with that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Type that into the chat box and say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And this is the thing, right? And so why is it so important for us to reaffirm all these powerful learnings with you guys, to reaffirm the self-belief, to reaffirm that the power lies within you? It's not like we've got some greatness formula. No, the greatness is inside of you. But it is our job to facilitate a journey for you to let it out. Exactly like what Misty is doing. Let it out. Everybody with me. Let it out. And that's the beauty, because if it wasn't for our challenges, I wouldn't be able to see Misty's move. And now I can. And now all of you can too, right? So there's always a blessing in whatever it is that we are facing. And again, I want to take just a minute to appreciate the fact that you guys are back here, despite all the internet being blocked, being stopped, and you guys are here again. So what I really want to share with you guys is that whatever happens in your life, whatever happens in your journey towards creating your ecom empire, understand that there will always be challenges. There will always be parts where the universe is testing you. But if you're eager, if you believe in yourself, if you trust the universe, as Gabby Bernstein says, the universe has my back, comment that below, say the universe has my back, then by means of keep on going, you show the universe, yes, I'm really eager for this. I'm really ready. Because the problem is that most people, whenever there's a little adversity, whenever there's a little challenge, they give up. How many of you know what I'm talking about? That whenever there's the slightest thing, like, oh no, it's not meant to be. How many of you have been guilty of that? Raise your hand if you've been guilty of that, or say yes in the chat box if you haven't got your camera on, right? We've all faced it. I've faced it. But the power that I see here is the fact that all of you guys say, no, I came here for a purpose. I came here because I want to create my ecom empire. And I'm ready, I'm eager. And let me ask you guys this question. Have you guys had some fun in our maneuver with Mark Zuckerberg? Our little shimmy shimmy. Mark Zuckerberg tries to pull us away. We're like, no, we're stronger, we're getting back in. Have you guys had some fun? Because that's another thing. No matter what happens, just smile and know that everything happens for a reason. Comment that below. Say, smile and know that everything happens for a reason. And lastly, everything is always going to be okay. Comment that below. Everything is always going to be okay. All right. Now, on that note, as I see that the numbers are rising and our gang is pretty much back together. By the way, if there's anybody in there that you are missing out, you know your best friend or your best mate or your best buddy isn't here yet, send them a message, send the Zoom link, and make sure that the whole gang is back together. But yeah, I really want to acknowledge that and say how incredible you guys are. So everybody, once again, give yourselves a massive hoo-ha-hoo for being unstoppable, right? It's really, really, really amazing. Now, where were we, okay? We were talking about that we are about to embark on a very powerful roadmap, because as I said before, we want to make sure that everybody has the full clarity of basically from A to Z, how you can go, even if you've never done this before, how you can create your ecom empire, how you can create your shop, how you can literally, all right, now it's enough. No more tests. I want to be able to teach. Okay, now, so let's carry on, and I trust that this will not come again. And if it comes, then I just practice what I preach, smile, and everything's gonna be okay. And so basically that to have that clarity, to have that roadmap so that you know Where do I get my products from? How do I build it up? How do I find the traffic? Like all these important steps. This is what we're going to share with you guys today. So who's excited for that? If you're excited, comment below and say, bring it on. All right? Bring it on. Nice. Super, super nice. All righty, cool. So when it comes to this, right? Like I said before, and what we're going to be talking about today is that actually a big portion of your e-commerce empire is not even done by you. And I think this was the place where probably we left off in the previous live, right? How many of you like the sound of that? That in you getting your passive income stream, your e-commerce business where you're helping people, you're making a difference, and you're making a lot of money, that actually a huge part of that business is done by other people who do that well. Comment below if you like the sound of that, right? And that is something super, super amazing. And what is then necessary? Because you might be thinking, okay, that's pretty cool. So there's like simple steps. And we already spoke about the fact that we're going to be talking about a platform. Make sure to comment below. Shopify. Shopify is super powerful that we are going to be working with. We're going to be talking about. And a lot of the fulfillment, a lot of the stuff is done by other people. So what do I have to do? So basically what you will want to do is make sure that you get whatever it is that you're offering to the right people. Does this make sense? If I'm selling, let's say, dresses, and I'm going to target guys, it might not be the most efficient, even though these dresses might be super, super cool, super, super cute. Unless, the guy likes to wear dresses, it probably isn't going to be, too fruitful for you. You might not get the profit that you want. So it is absolutely important for us to learn how to drive traffic. Comment below and say, I must master paid traffic. I must master paid traffic. And that is why tomorrow on day number 3, you will not want to miss out. You will want to be there. Tomorrow, day number 3, we're going to talk about how the big boys and the big girls run their e-com empires. How do they play? We're going to talk about the power of Facebook marketing. We're going to talk about the power of automation, advanced automation. So comment below and say, I must be there live on day number 3. I will be there live on day number 3. Okay? Nice. So who is ready to see and witness the powerful FLC e-commerce roadmap, A to Z, of how you can build your freedom lifestyle business through e-commerce, a passive income stream that can help a lot of people and that can make a lot of money? I want to see it. Let me just see it. Comment in the chat. I'm ready. Show some wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Show some excitement. And I see some of you are looking very serious. No, no, no. Show the universe. Yeah, I'm ready. Nice. Super, super nice. But I obviously need to bring on, we even have a puppy. That is so nice. Or not maybe a puppy, a dog, but very welcome onto the call too. Even dogs can do this. But before I'm going to bring Andrew on, I really want to say a massive, massive, massive thank you once again. And when he comes on, now we have the pleasure of seeing you guys. When he comes on, can everybody please give this incredible legend a massive who ha who? And if we can see you, you can do it live with me. If your camera is not on, then comment it into the chat box and say who ha who for the incredible Andrew. So Andrew, welcome to the stage. I'm going to spotlight you. There we go. Super, super
Who everybody. We'll get there.
Who for Andrew?
Technology, hey.
Oh my gosh. But isn't it wonderful as well? Because what blessing do we have right now that we can actually see everybody? That we can actually have a shake, shake, shake together. So Andrew, I just wanted to say a massive, massive thank you once again for sharing all this incredibleness with everybody. And I remember that when you first showed me this, I literally was like, man, this is first of all, it seems too easy. Yeah. And it's too powerful. And actually, before you're going to share this with them and you're going to run them through the full roadmap, do you remember actually your first time that you learned about e-commerce, that you first started your own shop? Because obviously you've been doing this for years. You've been helping people around the world for years and allowing people to make a lot of money. Like during coronavirus, your whole agency across your different clients, over 1 million. Like that's freaking mind blowing. But do you remember? Just because I am a newbie and all these people here are just just starting. Do you remember?
I do, right? And I'm going to take you back now. So I'm 40, nearly 41. It was 2006.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's 14, 15 years ago. And it was that stage where I'm really good with numbers. I was a financial analyst in a call center on the phones and stuff like that. But the money wasn't that great. I was working for somebody else's goals on the 9 to 5 and stuff. And I was trying to make my ends meet. And I started looking into affiliate marketing and selling products for other people, but for commission instead of physically selling the products. And this sounds really, 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 really stupid now, but if I go back, and it seems a no-brainer, but back then I was still at home. Like Ronan was just born, and obviously I was in and out of jobs and stuff like that, right? And I remember jumping up and down. I got a letter through the post, right? I opened it up, and it was a check for $50. And it would come right, and I remember exactly. It could have been 50 million. To me, it just seemed like everything that I'd done, that was the cha-ching that I needed. That was the thing that I thought, I'm going to quit my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
This is it. I'm going to quit me. And this was we joke around this, and those of you know my story. This was my eye of the tiger moment back 24-year-old me, 25-year-old me. I was like, get in, $50. Yeah. And like, I didn't know who then, but I was like, yes. I had that check. And then I just snowballed from there, and it got to the stage where I was one of the top 50 affiliates in the world for a good number of years. But exactly, yeah. So yeah, long time ago now, nearly over 15 years ago, but it got me to where I am today in order to do all this in 15 minutes, as I say. So
I just really, just very quickly, because guys, we're gonna show you guys this roadmap. It's literally gonna unveil something extremely powerful for you. But the reason as well why I find it so beautiful to hear this is because in a few moments from now, it's all gonna become very real to you guys. And when I listen to Andrew and when he shares that he got his first $50, and some of you may be thinking $50, that's not much. But just imagine that you're launching your store for the very first time. You're seeing the actual cha-ching. Everybody do this with me. Say cha-ching.
cha-ching.
That's the moment that you realize, hey, this stuff is real. This stuff is real. And when you get that belief, that hope, that excitement, yeah, I am going to fire my boss. I am going to do what I want. This stuff is real. And I really want you guys to write this down in your notebook. Because I remember when I started out in business, I had the very same doubts, very same thoughts in my mind as well, thinking that like e-commerce, well, in my case, it wasn't e-commerce, which is business in general. It's like, it sounds really cool, right? Living a laptop lifestyle, being able to just walk around the beach, going live, whatever, like all that stuff. It almost sounds too good to be true. How many of you know what I'm talking about? That you're just like, it looks so good, but can I do it? Right? But I want you to know you can do this. This stuff is real. We're living this, and I feel super blessed that this is our lifestyle. But that is why we run a challenge like this. We want you to see that you can do this too. That this is very real. And today's roadmap that Andrew is going to walk you guys through in just a few moments is going to allow your eyes to be opened. So one more affirmation before we dive in. Comment below and say, I can do this too. I can do this too. Now, without any more clitter, clatter, jitter, jatter, I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I'm gonna kick back and enjoy the show as Andrew runs you guys through. No, I'm gonna be active as well. But yeah, Andrew, the floor is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see this, you may feel very free to take a screenshot. But I do want to ask you guys, it is our intellectual property. We're doing a lot to share everything with you guys. So don't go and just post it everywhere. It's like, oh, look at this. It is our intellectual property. Is that okay with you guys? So keep it to yourself. Use it towards your knowledge. Use it towards your ecom mastery, towards everything that you want to create. But don't go and say like, hey guys. All right. So here we go. Andrew, the floor is yours.
Ooh, big screen. Now I can see what I'm looking at. Right, guys. So make sure you take a screenshot if you haven't done already. This is, like, say, Freedom Lifestyle e-commerce roadmap. Yeah, so feel free, take a screenshot, Control and F or Shift, Command and 4 for those proper people who've got Apple computers. Seb will know what he means. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through each product, and we're going to take our time with it. Any questions we'll ask at the end if you want. Now, yesterday we touched on high demand products and trending products. Okay, and that's one of the things that is the difference between a break-even store and a profitable store, because you can find a product and you could say, look, I really like red pens, or for those of you who know Chibaria, colored socks with 3 holes in, 3 socks or holes socks in, right? You'll find something, but that is just something that you like. It's not necessarily a trending product. No, I'm not saying you can't sell that and make money, you will, but if you want to get to this life-changing money, the quit your job, tell your boss where to go money, and that's a story for another day, by the way, because I literally did stick 2 fingers up to my boss, right? But we find trending products. We touched on, for those of you using day one of the easiest ways to do that is with AliExpress. So those of you who've done your homework, you go into AliExpress, and then what you can do is you can type in AliExpress, for example, yoga mats, like we talked about yesterday. And then what you can do is look by best matches or by most orders, and it'll show you the high trending products or the high trending yoga mats. Another way to do that is with Amazon. Okay, so when you go to amazon.co.uk or .com, depending where you are, in the top left-hand corner, you'll see a thing called best sellers. If you click on the other one, you'll see best sellers. I think it says movers and shakers or something like that as well. You can click and you can have a look through them, and you can give you some more ideas for those of you still on the fence about what you could sell. And this is why I talk about your passion, because if you can make money from your passion and you enjoy doing it, then it doesn't seem like work. It really doesn't. It's just easy. It's just something that you do of a morning with a cup of coffee and make them cha-chings. It is that. So I've actually got a product here that we used to sell, and I'll show you as well. So what happens, and we'll talk about finding a supplier and a drop shipper. But when I find a high demand product, I've got a lot of products on my store now. Those of you who've done the homework and looked at the store, each one of them products is potentially a 1 product to 1 million. Now, we're focusing currently on 3 products. Then the 3 products are making us $10,000 to $15,000 in sales every single month. And I'll be honest, I'm not even trying. I'm that busy. I'm obviously helping out with Wealth Yogi. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got our clients. We've got our agency clients. We're even getting more clients now on Facebook now that we've got the preferred Facebook stuff. So it just goes to show that we're consistently still selling the 5 to 10 products a day. And my ultimate goal over the next few months is to scale this up to 6-figure months. And then we'll probably sell it, or I might keep it if I'm honest, then if it's making that kind of money. But what we do is we find trending products that we said, for example, with Chibari yesterday, is a yoga mat you can buy for $5 to $10. Now, some of the products we've got here, right? Okay, and we'll touch on questions. Is, I don't know if you guys can see these. These are dog harnesses. Okay, so we can see these, and they've got branding on. Now, what this does is the dog's head. I know it's not really a dog, but imagine that's a dog's head. Okay, that's the dog's stomach. I could probably get Ronan to model them maybe later, right? Right. But this is the thing, right? We order them this dog harness, and it's customized. We can take the patch off, and we can put like your dog's name on it and stuff like that, right? Really, really cool. We're actually testing products and selling the products. This dog harness cost me $5, believe it or not. And it doesn't matter what size it comes in, what size dog. So there's this kind of Simba size dog. We've got other sized, other colors. There's lots of different ones. The reflective, the waterproof. Right. We're selling that on our store for $39.99, which is about 30 quid in the UK. So, and the good thing is that cost me $5 with shipping. It's about $3.99, so it's slightly less than the obvious. So say $8.99, but we'll do easy maths, $9.99. Each time we sell one of these dog harnesses, we're not making $10 or $20 profit. We're making $30 profit per dog harness. Yeah. So that now gives us a lot more money, gives us $30 profit. It allows us, if we wanted to offer a discount to customers in our store. So we could say, look, it was $39.99. It's now an offer for $29.99. Who doesn't like a bargain? Who doesn't like a sale? We still get the cha-chings, we still get the $20. Or what we can do is we can use the $10 profit to cover our cost of Facebook ads, which will go in on the moment, and then we still get to keep the $20. So then we sell 5 of these dog harnesses a day to anyone in the world, $100 profit, $3,000 a month for $2,000, $2,800 we discussed yesterday. So there's loads of trending products, there's hundreds of thousands, and it's just finding one. Just pick one and run with it. You like, if you don't find something else, you just pick another one. What you do then, once you've found that trending product, you then contact the supplier or the drop shipper, as they're known. Okay, these are the people who will ship the dog harness, your products for you, from your customer to your to your customer. Okay, so what I tend to do, especially when I'm trying to find a 1 million product, I offer a lot of products on my store, and you don't have to do this because what we teach is how to find trending products and stuff like that. But if I think it's going to make me a lot of money, I'll order the product myself. I will literally buy it for $5. I'll have it shipped to the office. And for those of you who might be worried about it coming in Chinese writing or anything like that, it doesn't. It comes just grey writing like that. And then we've got that, and that comes to the customer. I will check the quality. I will have a look at it myself. I think, right, it's good quality. We can brand it as well if we wanted to. $5. So then we go, right, okay, I know this is good quality. It's something that I'd buy myself for my own dogs. That's when I can add it to my product, and that's when I can scale it. Now, those of you, I think Misty touched on again in the pet product, we'll just touch on that real quick. I've got dogs. I've got 2 dogs, and obviously Jabari's got dogs as well. Right, a lot of people have got pets. No, I'm a dog lover. Those cat people, apologies, I'm a dog lover, right? But we've got dogs. We've got 2 big dogs, and we've got things them. But I'll be honest, it's part of me that likes the money as well. The online pet product niche is currently worth per year $4.3 billion per year.
Write that down, guys.
$4.3 billion a year. And guys, there's enough money to go around. There's enough people. There's enough countries. There's enough people who will buy products. They're forever buying products. Same as the baby niche that we touched on with Joe from Bumper Lumper yesterday. People are always having babies, especially when they've got nothing to do else in lockdown. There's a baby boom. Launch baby products. I'm being serious. People will buy baby products. So I've done my quality control. I've found a good supplier. I know the product's good. And that's half the battle. Now I can go on to building a Shopify store. Now, for those of you who sign up with Shopify, you get 14 days free trial that we covered yesterday. So you have 2 weeks to kind of find your trending product, build your store and launch your store. Now, the best advice I could give you would be take the time to find the trending products first. Take the time to look at what you're interested in. If you're something you're passionate about, great, that you'll stick to it. If not, if it's just the money, that's great also. I'll talk about some of the stores that I've built and sold just for the money and found the high demand product. But then you've got 2 weeks. So once you launch the store, it's already got the high demand product on there. So then you can just go on to the next stage, and then you're good to go. And then
and with that, I just, if it's okay, I just very want to share why this is such important part of, and why we've actually outlined these steps. Because the big problem is that a lot of the time people are excited and they get ahead of themselves and they said, oh yeah, I love it, Shopify's the thing, right? And they go start a Shopify account, 14-day trial starts, and then only then they're going to find the products. Only then they actually do the work that we obviously, whenever training our students and all of that, say like, hey, this is the proper follow order. So understand that this is like actually the way how it's done, how you can get the most success and the most profit and the most efficiency. This is very important too, because whenever, like all of you FLC students, you will know about this as well, is that whenever we do something, we reverse engineer it, and we find the most efficient way to be able to A, make sure to write this down, help people, B, make money, right? And that is also why step number 2, I find personally very beautiful and very important, especially if you care about people. You just do a quality control. Like Andrew says, you buy it yourself, make sure that it's all good quality and all that, something that you would purchase yourself, so that you know that whenever people purchase from you, that they get a good quality products and they can be happy with it. Because one thing that we're going to go into tomorrow, make sure to write this down, is that most of the money in your business is made in the back end. Write this down. Tomorrow we're going to cover this in great length. Most of the money in your business is made in the back end, which means not the first sale, which means all sales that come afterwards. So why is step number 2 so important? Why is this whole like this positive vibe of business, caring about people, so important? It's because whenever you get your first sale, everybody do this with me, say cha-ching, right? Cha-ching. We want to make sure that the person is happy, that they get good quality products, that they are happy, have a great customer experience. Because first of all, that's good karma. We obviously want to do good by people. But second of all, do you think that if you give something which they love, and I'm a dog owner, I buy dog stuff all the time. Do you think if I find my favorite dog store and I think, oh, it's Christmas, I want to get another one, where will I go back to? Obviously, the store that I had a good experience with. So this is very important. So that's why these are the steps. And Andrew, obviously, feel free to carry on, but understand the importance of this follow order and the power within this as well. So yeah, just wanted to make sure that everybody.
It's important to say that because a lot of people can run away with themselves and so eager and so driven to get out that rut, to quit the 9 to 5, to get more money into their lifestyle. They tend to run before they can walk. And one of the things that we've talked about offline quite a lot is I don't want anyone to lose any money. I really I've lost money, had money, lost money, had money. Those of you who know my story know I've come back from quite a lot over the years, and I'm at a position where I'm blessed to be able to teach and be able to live that freedom lifestyle now. And that is really, it's down to Jabari, it's down to I'm Creator and stuff. And it is that, but you've got to be consistent. You've got to just play full out and just we're doing this for a reason, to teach you guys, because we know it works. I've done it for so many clients. Like Jabari has got involved. She's got a store. Like say, there's a lot of people that who've got stores. There's people on the calls who've already got stores. And I've got my own store. It's magical once you know what you're doing. And it does seem too good to be true. But by following this success roadmap that we've played out for you, we give you a step-by-step process, and just follow it step by step. Take each step as a go, little milestones, and you'll get there at the end. So with that being said, we'll just touch a bit more on the dropshipper side and why, because we'll go into number 6 as well, but the automation side of it as well. That's, guys, if you thought today and yesterday was like the automation side of it, that's where the freedom lifestyle comes in. It really does, because then you can sit back, you can work. I do literally half an hour a day. That's it. I'll come into the office, I turn on the computer, make a coffee, check emails, process the orders from the day before. That's where and then that's it. So yeah, we'll pay attention with that, and we'll go into that. So we've got to a stage where we've done our homework. We've found some products that we like, something that we're passionate about, or something that we know we can make a good bit of markup on, and we're going to launch a store. We've got our store gun. And one of the good things about Shopify, and obviously I'm biased as a Shopify partner, and now as a certified Shopify partner, which now means that Shopify will give me work to build other people's websites. Now that's took 4 years, but again, it's a good accolade to have, and I can build these every single day and help people make a lot of money, and it's really, really good to see. And one thing they've done recently is they've launched a theme, and I was talking to Barry and other people about it, for free, called Debut. Now, it's a really good theme, and you can create a shop quite easily using Debut for free during that 2 weeks free trial, and then add your products from AliExpress, and you use what's called AliExpress and a thing called Oberlo, which is NAP, and we can touch on that tomorrow on the automation if we've got time. And then that's it. You hear the cha-chings on your phone. It's so addictive when you hear the cha-ching on your phone. It does get annoying after about 10 or 20 cha-chings a day, but it's a nice problem. It's a nice problem to have. And then it's a cha-ching dance as we were doing before. Yeah. But so that's that. And then once you've built your store, it's all about traffic. You can have the best store in the world, but if nobody knows it exists, you're still going to struggle to get them cha-chings. No, you can leverage Google, you can leverage word of mouth, you can leverage friends, families. There's always going to be somebody on your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Snapchat, whatever, who will buy one of them products for you. And that's the easy way. That's the easy way to drive initial traffic. So friends, family, word of mouth, that's where you get your returning customers. But then you get to a stage where you want to hit the one product to 1 million. You want to sell one product a day, and then you're gonna exactly cha-ching. You're gonna exhaust that audience quite quickly, and that's where Facebook ads come in, because you can run a Facebook ad for a product for as little as $5 a day. But you can do it less if you want. But I seem to see that $5 work. So it's about $150 a month to run a $5 product, and you start testing one product that works. Now, one thing that works really well, and we'll touch on that briefly tomorrow, we'll go into a lot of detail tomorrow, is it's similar to this dog harness, but it's a winter dog coat. And unfortunately, we don't have any here at the office because we don't stock these items normally. We don't have to see them. I don't have to touch them. I don't have to pack them up and ship them off. That's all done for me by the drop shipper. Yeah. And that's the good thing about dropship marketing and e-commerce, and the simplicity of it once you find them trending products that work. Right. So it's like say we're at the stage where we run ads, and as Jabari shown at the beginning, like the converter, you run a Facebook ad, you send them through to the product page or to your store or to a category or a collection, a sales page, wherever you want to send them. The customer shops around your store. They like the look of the dog harness, but they also, and like unfortunately Ronan was asleep before you got on Zoom, another product, right, that we do is a fluffy dog bed. Now you can see him laughing, right? He thinks I'm joking. But this, can you see this? Roman's bed. Okay. Right. This is a fluffy dog bed, right? And when he wants a little cat nap, now I'm only messing. It's it's a return.
Yeah. Mr. Octopus got a rest too.
Yeah, but the thing is, it looks like you want to sit down, you want to lie down and sleep on it. But that's another good thing that we do to earn the right is if we ever get any refunds or returns, which is few and far between because we've already done our quality control. What you may find is the customer may order the wrong size, and this is where we'll go into the customer service part, right? A customer may order the wrong size. It happens. If you was to go in a clothes shop, you may get home and it's the wrong size. You take it back, you exchange it. The only difference is with drop shipping is because we physically don't stock the item, we don't exchange it. Okay, what we can do is we just offer the customer a refund. Oh, because it only costs us $5. It's easy just to send them a brand new one. Honest to God. And then what we do to earn the right as well is, and this is ingenious, by the way, right? What we do is we can say, look, you can send it back to us and we have a 30-day refund, no money back guarantee. We'll touch on the store and stuff tomorrow. Now, obviously, we got Zoom and things. But what we say is, look, we can't sell any returns. We can send them back to the drop shipper in China or wherever we get to, but then we're waiting for that refund as well. And once you're making that kind of money where it's 5 to 10 products a day, 10 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 50, and that can happen really, really quickly. You're probably 1 in 1,000, if that, you're getting a return. We donate them to an animal shelter, to the local dog shelter. That goes such a long way. Now, I know obviously those of you who are not going to be selling pet products, you'll have to think of something similar. But we just say, look, for every return or for every percentage of sales that we get, we donate 10% to Dogs Trust is one thing that we done when we first launched. Or we'll donate all the returns to a local dog shelter. An angry customer will change. You'll just melt him straight away. They'll be like, all right, yeah. So what I turn around and I say to him, and this leads us nicely into the customer service section, right? I'll turn around to him and say, well, look, due to coronavirus, I'll use that. I'll say, look, it would be an additional cost if you was to send the product back to us. So I'll be honest, all me and my wife do is we donate them to a local animal shelter. So all I kindly ask is we'll send you one out free of charge. Again, we're earning right. But all I ask is if you give that to a friend or family member or you pass it on to your local dog shelter. That's karma times 10 right there, people, because that just gets you to earn the right. You've turned a kind of on the fence customer into a lifetime customer. That helps. And we touched, like Jabari touched about the powers in the back end. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, birthdays, Christmases, gifts for him, gifts for her, anniversary. Yeah. There's so many opportunities to run sales to your store. You can run it with and we'll go into that in a lot more detail in the automation, because you can send emails out to your database saying, hey guys, we've just launched a brand new product. We've just got limited time only. We've got 10% off our dog harnesses. It was $39.99. Now it's only $29.99. Get it while stocks last. Cha-ching! No Facebook, no Facebook ads. All it's took is for us to send an email out to an existing customer database of warm people who will then become returning customers.
This is incredibly powerful. And I just really want to check with you guys. Comment into the chat box and say, I must do this. Comment into the chat box, because let's again, like newbie to newbie, right? Let me recap what the power of this is. So when you see this right here, do you guys see my mouse as well if I'm moving about?
Yeah.
You see my mouse? Okay, cool. So this part over here, this is what you do initially. So this is the setup of the store. So you find the trending products, you find the supplier, you do your quality check, then you open the Shopify account, you build the store, and boom. This is what you in principle only do once. All right. So then this is done. Then the next part is you master Facebook marketing. And again, understand that there's a lot of different ways of how you can do it. You can do it organic, you can do it in groups, you can do whatever way there is under the sun. But how many of you are eager to really help a lot of people and make a lot of money? Raise your hand. Really eager to allow this store to go through the roof. And raise your hand like you mean it. How I do anything is how I do everything. Beautiful. Super, super beautiful. So you must master the Facebook marketing. That's why tomorrow we're going to go dive into a bit deeper. But the power after that, right? Just look at this part. The moment the sale comes in, right? You get the cha-ching. Everybody do this. Say cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, cha-ching. Then what happens is automatically they will receive an email from thank you very much for purchasing your dog harness, right? Now, in the beginning, and this is like basically two stages. Make sure to write this down. There's two stages. There's the beginning stage where there is still some manual work involved to just make sure that you check the process, make sure that everything is good. So in the initial phase, whenever you get the cha-ching, you're like, oh man, I got the notification. Yeah, party, your little cha-ching dance. Everybody show me your little cha-ching dance whenever you get that, right? Then what you do is you connect to your dropshipper and you say, dropshipper, for instance, Alibaba or whichever one you work with, dropshipper, we've got a sale. Now, then what happens is the dropshipper does all this other stuff after that. So what does that mean? It means that you will get an email sent from the dropshipper towards your customer saying, thank you very much, your order is confirmed, here's your tracking code. And they send this on your behalf, coming from your company, your brand name. Then they'll get the tracking code, they'll get the notice whenever it's being shipped out, it's being then sent to them, and then all the way until your customer receives it. This is what is done for you. Now, if you like the sound of that, give me a big smile. So like, yeah, I want this. Comment below and say, I want this, right? Because when I first thought about e-commerce, I was like, oh, but then I need to free up one of my rooms to get all my dog harnesses there. But no, that's not what happens. They stock it for you. So the initial phase is the phase where you do those, basically whenever you get the sales through, then you process them. And that's what Andrew talked about every single morning. Open up your laptop, you get yourself your favorite beverage, you look at all your cha-chings, and then you say, dropshipper, we've got the cha-chings. And then it processes it, right? And all the stuff happens. But you might be thinking, but I want a passive income stream. I don't like to drink a beverage and click on all these cha-chings and pass them on to the dropshipper. I would like that to be done for me. Now, who would like to know how to do that? Who's ready to know the next phase? All right, cool. So the next phase is that you can even automate that. You can even automate that process. And this is what Andrew taught me. And when he taught me this, I was like, man, this is incredible. Because initially, like we talked about, we obviously want to make sure that we help people. We want to make sure that what happens well. And I want to share a quote with you that was, I think before I went into business, this is when I heard it. And I think the person who shared it was the founder of Instagram. And when I heard this quote, it stuck by me ever since. It's very, very powerful. So I want you to write it down. When you scale your business and there are errors in the business, the errors scale as well. When you scale your business and there are errors, things that don't work, processes that are not, fully oiled, then those scale as well. So that is why initially it's always so important, whether you run an e-commerce business, whether you run any other business in the future, is that you make sure that the process is good. That's why I said, Andrew, I want to do this properly. You help me. I'll pay you. You help me, right? Because he knows how it's done. I'm a newbie at this. That's why it's important. Know how to do it right. Comment below and say, I need to know how to do it right. But then what happens is the moment that you see, hey, those sales are coming through, right? Misty is selling loads of dog products or loads of water bottles or loads of whatever she wants to sell. Maybe she wants to sell Lippy Lippy, right? Are you want to sell Lippy Lippy? So Lippy Lippies are being sold. Then what Misty thinks is, hey, Lippy Lippy was a very good product. Now I am ready to take it to the next level. I listened to Andrew. I know the product that I'm going to scale it to the million. What you can then do is you say, okay, I'm going to call up my dropshipper. Say, yo, dropshipper. And the dropshipper says, yo, how you doing, Misty? You're doing such great work on the Lippy Lippies. And then you say, yeah, I love my Lippy Lippies. My customers love my Lippy Lippies. Everybody give a big smile and say, I love Lippy Lippy. And the guys right now will be like, Lippy Lippy, interesting, right? So Misty calls up the dropshipper. Maybe this doesn't go through her call. I haven't faced this part yet, but you contact your dropshipper and you say, hey, dropshipper, I can see that I'm getting loads of sales through, and I would actually like to buy in bulk. Write this down. I would like to buy in bulk because I can already see from my first few weeks of testing that the ladies love my Lippy Lippy. So I know I can predict now, because every single week I'm getting X amount of Lippy Lippies through. I can already predict that when I scale it, I started with $5 on Facebook marketing. I can scale it to $10 because the moment that you make money, you can reinvest it back into the business. Then you can scale it, right? So then, I want to say then Lippy Lippy says, no, then Misty says, dropshipper, can I buy 1,000 Lippy Lippies already in bulk? If I was to buy 1,000 Lippy Lippies, what price can you offer me? Normally, whenever Misty gets herself a Lippy Lippy, is $5. But now when she says, I'm going to buy in bulk, what better deal can you give me? Now, let me ask you this question. How many of you think that the dropshipper is going to be super happy to sell 1,000 Lippy Lippies in one go? Very, very happy. So do you think that they're going to make Misty a very good deal? Of course. So maybe Misty will get Lippy Lippy this time for $3. Everybody say that. Cha-ching! Lippy Lippy for $3. Now, some of you may be thinking right now, does it mean that that Misty has to store 1,000 Lippy Lippies in her room? No. Guess what the dropshipper does? They will open up a shelf called Misty's Lippy Lippies. And they will get all Misty's Lippy Lippies on that shelf, such that when the sales come through, they grab it from the Lippy Lippy shelf, they send it to Misty's customers. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you can automate this process. Now, some of you will be thinking, but what if my Lippy Lippies run out? Then your dropshipper or Shopify will notify you and say, Misty, you only have 100 Lippy Lippies left. You want to restock? And Misty is like, yeah, my Lippy Lippies are going through the roof. Let's restock. Now, do you guys see the power of this system? The power of once you set it up, once you do the initial testing, once you do the quality control, once you do all of this, that you can have an incredibly powerful, empowering, and passive income stream. If you guys see this, comment below and say, I don't know how you say that. Say yes. Yeah, that was not a good call to action. It was a little bit difficult. So yeah, I really want you guys to see this because this is super, super powerful. And then like Andrew says, right, customer service, every now and again, you will have people that say, hey, now, whenever people do this with me, what do? You just say, and you be kind, and you send them another Lippy Lippy. As long as you don't send a Lippy Lippy to the dog harness people, because then they'll still be roar. But in any other case, they'll be happy. Just treat them with kindness. Now, how many of you realize the power of this now? How many of you are excited? And this is the reason why we were like, man, more people need to see this. More people need to know about this. This is the power of this roadmap. And so much of this is once you've set it up, done. Of course, you need to tweak it.
Yeah.
It's not like click on the button and poof, money appears. No, of course, you need to work at it. But the simplicity of this really just blew my mind. Now, I want to just say one thing, and then let me just quickly unshare the screen. Just a very quick thing, and I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you see the power of this? Comment below and say, I see the power. And that's an easier thing than poof, right? I see the power, absolutely, right? But a lot of the time, like Andrew said before, we see that people are very excited, very eager, but they still sometimes do a few things that we're like, hold your horses. Now, I don't want to be disrespectful to the chicken race, but sometimes people run around like a headless chicken. You don't want that to be you. So is it okay if I share with you a couple of problems that we usually see whenever people start off in e-commerce, what they do wrong, so that you guys know, hey, this is what I should not do. Is that okay? Comment below yes if you would like to hear it. The three biggest problems that we see whenever people hear about this, they understand the power of it, but they still go at it the wrong way. Yeah, share away. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Give yourselves a massive hoo ha hoo. All right, now write them down. Number one, a very big problem that we see a lot of the time is that people are excited about it, but they get basically ahead of themselves. And they are like, okay, I want to build this store right now. I want to do all this now, even before. And this is why we have this follow order, that people do it at the wrong follow order. But even at that, remember what we shared before. We want to make sure that it's a high demand product. We want to make sure that it is something that a lot of people want. Does this make sense? Because like Andrew said, even though it broke my heart, the fluffy socks with 3 holes, I love them. But do you guys think that most people like them as well? Of course not, right? So you want to make sure to do it the right way. You want to make sure that you do all these steps in the right way, because we obviously show you the roadmap. But what I want you to understand is that in principle, like we say, every step is easy. It's just a lot of steps. Does this make sense? Every step is easy, but it is a lot of steps. So that is why it is super, super important that you do it the right way. Comment below and say, I'm going to do it the right way and I will seek the guidance. I will do it the right way and I will seek the guidance, right? Now, another thing, number 2, and this is what we get a lot of the time. And let me know if you've ever heard of this before, whether it was you yourself or you've heard other people say it. And it's like, oh, I'm just going to YouTube it. Let me just find some YouTube videos and say, oh, about drop shipping. How many of you have been ever guilty of that? It's like, yeah, I'm just going to YouTube it. I like the idea. Now, let me tell you one thing, right? The internet is full of beautiful things, but the internet is also full of rubbish. And I do not want to disrespect everybody, but it is full of rubbish. And there was one thing, and Master Akashna said this to one of the events participants a little while ago, and I had to laugh so much. I was glad I wasn't on stage with him. I was just standing backstage, and he said this: how many people these days, and you might have seen it, create a YouTube video about how to manifest winning the lottery? How many people make these videos? Now, let me ask you this question, a sanity question. How many of you think that of all these people that make these videos have actually won the lottery? Of course not, right? Of course not. And that is why it is so important to seek the right knowledge, to find the right steps, not just any steps, but find the right steps. So comment below and say, I will find the right knowledge. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, find the right knowledge. And number 3, and this is super important, especially at the later phase of this diagram, is it's very important to test and stay consistent. Comment that below. Test and stay consistent. Because what Andrew has just explained, right? Putting up the store is very easy. A lot of people do that. But then it comes to testing, putting out the different parts, making sure that everybody sees it, making sure that you get your ads in the right way. And it's very important to stay consistent at it, to keep on doing this. But one of the things that we always talk about, and this is very, very important, is the fact that once you again see it, you can't unsee it. Once you are able to see the power of all of this stuff and you actually started doing it, like Andrew, he got his first $50 and he's like, man, this stuff works. How many of you see that this is something that you can do as well? Raise your hand, say, I can do this too. And absolutely you can. Anyone can do this, right? Especially if most of this process is actually done by other people. And let me tell you one thing. Do you guys want to know my fast hack to success? Do you guys want to know? I've figured out a way where I basically do almost nothing of the steps. You guys want to hear my secret? Who's excited to know my secret? If comment below and say, I would love to know your secrets. Because this is a very powerful secret. It's not for everybody, but it's very, very powerful. All right, cool. So I'll tell you guys. The secret is that I said, Andrew, oh, there's a lot of sound going on.
So the Ronan's gonna hear it.
Nice. Because I want to share the secret with you guys. I said, Andrew, I know you know this stuff very, very well. How about you do it for me? And I just wanted to share this with you guys because, like, again, I'm a newbie. I've got different businesses that I'm already running. I was like, hey, I want to get a shortcut. I want to do it fast. And this is something beautiful as well, because let me just quickly share my screen once again with you guys. Like I said before, this is not for everybody, but Andrew, yesterday we showed some of the success stories and some of the people that Andrew works with. He does offer, like, it is an option for him to actually go through and do these things for people. But you didn't hear it from me. There is an option, but you didn't hear it from me. That's what I chose, because I was like, yeah, I want to get success. I want to get success now. Andrew, here's the check. I'll see the store when it's there, right? So this is obviously a very powerful thing. But one thing that I really want you guys to understand is this following thing. The power lies as well in driving traffic. Comment that below. And that's why tomorrow we're going to talk about this in a lot of detail. We're going to talk about this advanced, where the real money is made and how the real money is made. Because let me ask you a question, right? How many of you, if you were to invest $4 in Facebook and you will get $5 back, how many of you would continue? Comment and say, I will continue. So if you were to put $4 in Facebook and you would get $5 back, how many of you would continue? Comment below and say, I would continue. Of course, you would be crazy if you wouldn't continue. And this is the power of Facebook. And some of you might be thinking, oh, there's only $1 profit. That's not enough for me. Well, obviously, then you continue and then you scale, right? But this is the thing. For Andrew, this stuff is simple, second nature, right? And why we are making such a big importance about this is because this can literally change your life completely around. Just as normal. Like, how many of you here brush your teeth? Raise your hand if you brush your teeth. Okay, good. Good. How many of you buy toilet paper every now and again? Okay, that's good. Now, just as normal as brushing your teeth, buying toilet paper is to you, whenever we share and we work with our students, we say you must master Facebook marketing. You must master Facebook marketing, because it's like, again, we don't learn this at school. We don't learn this anywhere. Like, how can you expect people to be aware of this? And that's why I think it's very, very beautiful. Andrew is actually pre-launching a very powerful Facebook marketing course. It's coming out, I think, in May. So right. It's absolutely, absolutely incredible. But does this make sense? Who is excited to implement the Freedom Lifestyle Ecom Roadmap? Comment below and say, I'm excited to implement the Freedom Lifestyle Roadmap. Comment that below. I'm excited to implement the Freedom Lifestyle Roadmap. Absolutely, right? Nice. I'm excited to implement the Freedom Lifestyle Roadmap. Exactly. Now, I just want to ask you guys one quick thing, yeah? Because yesterday, a lot of you had been doing the homework, and a lot of you have been looking at the e-commerce success stories and different people. And Andrew shared with me that actually a lot of people have been reaching out to him and have been asking him about the whether there's any opportunity, because obviously Misty, another hoo for Misty. Misty, obviously, action taker as she is, super speed action taker. She's got her strategy call with Andrew and all the rest of it, obviously, which is super awesome. But a lot of people reached out and said, hey, Andrew, is there any other opportunities or anything else that you're doing? And like I said before, on the previous challenge that we ran, we had this this thing that we said, okay, guys, we're going to do something very special. Andrew was at that moment pre-launching a course, and we were like, okay, so what we want to do is we want to put this forward to the people who are excited, who are really wanting to take it to the next level, to be able to be part of that. And so over the time, Andrew has been working with these students, and incredible success stories, incredible different stores have been launched and lives have been changed. But over the past few weeks leading up to this challenge, a lot of people have reached out to him and say, hey, are you going to do something like that again? So let me ask you guys a question. How many of you would actually see value if Andrew was to take you guys through this process with regards to the Ecom Mastery, with regards to teaching you like literally everything, just like some of you know, launch your business in 5 days, where every single step of this whole puzzle is outlined, where you get lifetime access to the course where he shows and screen records every single step, where on top of that, he is coaching you for 7 weeks straight to really make you that Ecom Mastery expert, to get you into the mind frame, to hold you accountable so that you actually do the work. And on top of that, have a community where you can go and share your results, ask your questions, have that support. How many of you think that would be valuable? Comment into the chat box and say yes, if you think that would be valuable. Because again, why are we saying this? Because a lot of people have reached out to Andrew and said, hey, will you be doing something again for Ecom Mastery? Now, obviously, as you guys would have seen on the landing page, this course is extremely valuable because, again, a lot of people have been part of it, have been able to turn around with their stores, making money, and have this as a skill for a lifetime, right? And so this course has the value of 10,000. But what we wanted to do, and again, you guys would have seen me do something like this before, and this is like, again, coming back to the comments that you guys have been making in your live videos and saying like, you know, it's really nice and refreshing to see how much Andrew cares and wants to help people. What we wanted to do, but again, this will be something so crazy that it will be only for a select few of you, where Andrew will like to sponsor you for the majority of the investment. Over 90% of the investment Andrew will pay for, and that you would only have to invest a minority. How many of you would like to get a sponsorship? Comment below and say, I would like a sponsorship. Nice, super nice. Because why am I saying this with a bit of a pause and with a bit of you know, sincerity, is because I know Andrew, and we've been working together, and Andrew is the type of person who always over delivers. And for those of you who have, you know, worked with me before, with part of our courses or part of our different events and all that, you will know that I always say this one thing, which is never undercharge. Never undercharge. And me knowing Andrew, he always wants to do something incredibly crazy for people. He always wants to really over deliver, make, you know, run this extra mile because he wants people to see success. But what then also happens, like obviously if Andrew wants to help everybody to the full extent, run this extra mile, and he was to take on a lot of people, then obviously it wouldn't be workable for him either, because he's got his own businesses to run. So that's why I'm saying this would only be for a select few of you. Okay, this cannot be for everyone. But I just want to ask to see, okay, how many of you would think that would be useful? How many of you think that would be valuable? And so what we are going to do is nothing's going to happen today, But what we're going to do is after this call, Andrew and I are going to have a little sit together and we're going to just look through the different comments that came in and different people that have reached out. And we're going to see, first of all, what exactly we can do, what we can make happen, and for how many of you. All right. But let me tell you one thing. Whenever we are going to do this, you got to be fast tomorrow. You got to be ready. So comment below and say, I'm ready. I am ready. Because I remember what happened when yesterday everybody was ready, and then Misty got through. So you got to be ready. All right. I'm ready. Super, super nice. Okay, cool. So again, also we want to make it fair and good for everybody. So also everybody who's watching the replay, because afterwards we're going to post this video inside the FLC group. Tomorrow, don't be the replay, be there live. Everybody comment below and say, I will be there live. I will be there live. I'll be ready. And I will make this happen. All right? Okay, cool. Now, before we dive into the final bits of today, I actually want to touch upon one particular thing because Andrew, we have been speaking about this offline, and also I remember that some of the students have asked about this as well, is that like we're obviously talking in here about Shopify and the power of Shopify and all of that, but obviously you know and a lot of people know that also there's another option, which is Amazon FBA. And that is like a lot of people as well make a lot of money with Amazon FBA. But would you maybe be able to share a little bit about like what are the pros and cons of the two? Because there's a clear reason why obviously you are a Shopify certified partner. And you know, we just want to make sure that everybody has an as clear as possible view on, you know, what are the different options, what are the biggest players in the world, and why is it that Shopify is so powerful, and especially also, like in my opinion, and what I obviously have learned from you is it's a very powerful way for people who, whatever level you are, for you to be able to start this out. So yeah, I'd just like to ask you if you could share something about that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Amazon, I'll be honest. And the only reason why is because my job as an agent with the agency is what Jabari taught with doing step 1 through to 4. A lot of people come to us and 9 times out of 10 I'm fixing somebody else's mistakes, which I don't mind doing because I love getting underneath the bonnet and working out how stuff works.
Yeah.
But when we can get on a strategy call with them like Misty and we can go through everything and we can find the trending products, find the drop shippers, build a store for them, set them out on the right path. And you talked about it so elegantly before, but just building it on solid foundations, because what happens is a lot of people will run before they can walk. They'll build a store and the cracks starting to appear as soon as you try to scale. And what we didn't really touch on, and I'm just going to briefly talk about it and before we go on that, is you get to leverage other people's money because you get the sales come through the store straight away and you use the customer's money to buy the product to then send it out and keep the difference. That's powerful. No, that's just one of the pros, because with Amazon, that doesn't happen straight away. And those of you who maybe running in hard times or financially insecure or looking to leverage it and stuff like that, when someone buys a product from your store, especially through PayPal, express checkout, it is just that, an express checkout. It's an express cha-ching. Yeah. You have that money there and then, and you take the customer's money, you buy the item from the drop shipper, send it to the customer, and you keep the difference. You've got that money there and then. You've got that $100 every single day. You've got the $200. Where with Amazon, it doesn't happen like that straight away.
Yeah.
And one of the other things as well, I'll touch on Gino in a moment, because he was a big advocate, and I know Anna's on the call. And know Anna, that's happened to Anna in the past as well. And those of you who've been through this will know Amazon FBA seems like this shiny penny, where we all know that Amazon, this big thing, and you're going to get next day delivery on Amazon and all this. What Jeff Bezos and the other people at Amazon don't tell you is say you find that dog harness and you'll see it, right? Those of you who've done your homework and you looked on AliExpress and then you looked on Amazon, you'll see the exact same pictures from AliExpress on Amazon. What people are doing is they're buying it from China, selling it on Amazon and shipping it out. But what happens is Amazon charge you a monthly fee. Mm-hmm. You have to go through a very rigorous process I know Anna can vouch for it if she puts it in the chat, to get approved, and they can decline you, okay? When you're approved, you have to pay a monthly fee just to advertise on their platform. Plus, they also take 20% of every single sale. So if you think about your profit margins, you've got your monthly fee to them, which is higher than $1 a day, by the way. You've got your 20% of each sale, which adds up when you try and scale, right? And that doesn't even take into account what you're paying for Facebook ads.
Yeah.
That to me was the biggest thing. So I'm gonna use Gino as a good analogy, because I've really, every single person I meet starts off as a client and they become a friend. They become like, I really, like I say, I over deliver. I want to help everybody. I know I can't. If I could, I would help every single person. And it can't, because you over deliver and you give. But sometimes we all know some people will take. Do you know what I mean? It's finding that fine line, right?
Yeah.
And I met Gino, and like he came from me from an Amazon angle, completely different. He contacted me out the blue, and this guy's a friend now. I've been working with him for about 3 years. We're working on a very, very big project for him, a multi-million-dollar project where he's actually creating fulfillment for e-commerce. So he's providing the fulfillment, the warehousing, the stocks, everything in the UK. He's doing like what Rudy Mayer and Ty Lopez done. And he wants us to help build the website, help set it up, teach his guys. So that's a massive, massive contract if he gets that. And he's very busy doing that. But what happened is he was selling, he's Italian, so he was selling vegan-free and gluten-free pasta and sauces and olive oil and panettone cakes and stuff. He was selling them on Amazon, right? What happened is he only had one competitor, just one really competitor. He thought, right, I've got it nailed on Amazon. No one else is really selling these products. It's right. It's not just pasta. It's gluten-free pasta. It's vegan pasta. He carved out a niche in Amazon, or what he thought. He carved out a niche on Amazon. And what happened was his main competitor, right? And this is what they don't tell you is you can bid, you can advertise on Amazon as a supplier to outrank people within the search on Amazon. So if you're advertising your pasta, for example, right, and he's only got one other supplier, that other supplier was there first. They had all the sales coming through on Amazon. Gino comes along, brand new, look at me. He undercuts them. He gets them cheaper. He undercuts them. Exactly that, right? You'd think they're going to start going to Gino and buying the pasta from Gino, buying panettone cakes, buying all these different Italian hamburger, gorgeous stuff, by the way, right? Buys them all off them. He done it. He was making a killing for about 6 or 7 days. That was it. So what happened is he started buying the stock. He bought in bulk. He used the profit. He reinvested, right? What happened then is competitors thought, who's this guy? Hang on a minute. We've got a monopoly. We run the sales on panettone cakes and vegan pasta. They undercut him because they could afford to, right? They undercut him to the same price point, about $1 lower, pound lower than Gino, but they started taking some of the profits and they invested in the ads to outrank Gino on Amazon. And you'll see it and you won't be able to unsee it. And this is one thing that the moral compass in me just hates Amazon for it, right? Because I can do Facebook ads at $5 a day, send them through to Amazon FBA. They see my product for $9.99 or $15.99 or say $29.99. They scroll down to see the reviews. Oh, what's this? Someone selling the exact same product, more 5-star reviews than me, and $10 cheaper.
Yeah, just to make sure that everybody gets how crazy this is. So basically, what Jeff Bezos allows people to do is to market the competitor's product directly under yours or directly above yours or next to yours. So what Gino faced is that he was selling the pasta, right? And then this other big player was like, oh, I see that he's now doing that. Let me buy a lot of ads. Let me make sure that I will rank for the same keywords. And so his pasta or his products are underneath that with way more reviews, because obviously he was a market leader, and in a $1 lower and with a lower price point. So who do you think they're going to buy from? Buy from Gino, which is a higher price point as well as less reviews, or people with a lot of reviews and a lower price point. And just to give you guys an idea of how crazy that is, just imagine you're running your own e-commerce store, their own Shopify store, and then Shopify allows other people to show their products in your Shopify store. Or an even more crazy example, let's say you have your own, let's say a high street store, right? You have your own high street store and you're selling Lippy Lippy. Misty's selling Lippy Lippy again. And then Ronan comes around, Ronan being a big player in the Lippy Lippy industry, just so you know. And Ronan comes and he walks into your store saying, hey, here you have Lippy Lippy for less. That's how crazy it is. And I completely agree with Andrew. Like, we're not saying that Amazon FBA isn't good. Like, there's people making millions out of it. But if you think about it and you compare, like, how fair is it? How level is the playing field? It's actually not that fair. It's like more that you're being treated like a number. And like with regards to Amazon, obviously the owners of Amazon, Jeff Bezos and everything, they make money on every cha-ching being made, but they don't care whoever is the person making those cha-chings. Whereas with Shopify, the cool thing is that it doesn't come with those really crazy fees that that you have based on having X amount of products sold, and then you get this percentage and that percentage, which, by the way, is explained as, what was it, like an additional fee applies or something like that is written.
Yeah, it's very secretive, and I find myself getting infuriated as I'm talking to you about it, because what happened is, not only did they outprice him, right? They literally just outpriced him, undercut him. He got stuck with a load of stock that he couldn't sell, and they actually got him booted off Amazon. Yeah. Like, his competitors got him booted off Amazon by saying that they were copyright infringement and everything, and it wasn't. He'd created his own stock. He was shipping it from a supplier in Italy and everything. Yeah. But as Jabari rightly said, you're just a number to Amazon. They generally don't care. And it was just like, it was Gino's livelihood. That's just one person gone overnight. He was left with a load of stock he didn't know what to do with. And he approached us to build him a website, basically a Shopify store, in order to sell the products. Yeah. And it is because now not only could he sell them and get rid of the stock that he did, but he had lower margins. He didn't have to pay a monthly retainer to Amazon. He only was paying 2% transaction fee instead of 20. He had like $1 a day to run his business, and he was able to get it back. And by just helping him turn that around in probably a space of like 4 or 5 weeks, it wasn't that long, because it only takes me like 2 or 3 days to throw a store out and then just do him. He was able to do that. And then when he looks back now, he's like, why do we still, he comes to the office and he's like, why did they ever get him? Where was you 5 years ago? Where was you 10 years ago? It's like divine timing. It was like you were meant to meet me.
I think also what is really cool, and then this is also why probably Facebook and Shopify have partnered up, right? And partners in all of this, is that also, if you think about it, when it comes to Facebook marketing, it's also a level playing field. Yeah. It's also like everybody, doesn't matter how big your budget is or how small your budget is, everybody starts their ads off with a limited budget. It's not like you can say, oh, I throw 1,000 pounds or 10,000 pounds, it's direct in the ads. No, everybody starts $5 a day. You scale it up, you scale it up, you scale it up, right? It's by means of scaling. And in the same way, also with Amazon, it is a level playing field. Doesn't matter if you're a newbie, doesn't matter if you're an advanced person. Everybody has the same opportunity. And I think that is something that, like, personally, like, again, people make a lot of money using Amazon FBA. People are very happy with that. But when it comes to like what we want to share with you guys and the way how Andrew has made his money and how Andrew helps his students, this is something that personally, also when you think about, you want to make sure to help people, you want to make sure that you give people a fair shot at being able to do this and do this well and do this for a lifetime, then obviously there's like a lot of benefits when it comes to Shopify. And personally, I think there's also a reason why Shopify is so good, because they've only been around not that long and they are already climbing up to 21% market share.
Probably, yes. So I think they've been around about 4.5 years now. It's like, say, it was two snowboarders who was getting annoyed with like WordPress and WooCommerce. And I reckon literally, like, I get to go on Zoom calls, like monthly Zoom calls now with the marketing people from Shopify, and they tell you about new things coming out and stuff like that. And they will surpass WordPress as the market leader probably by the end of the year, if not sooner, just because of the likes of Kylie Jenner, the likes of Gymshark, All the Kardashians have got their stores on Shopify, Gymshark on Shopify, a lot of your high street ASOS and all these type of things, like saying you've seen it here first, all these type of sites, they're all on Shopify, and they're all on Shopify for a reason. So yeah, it won't surprise me if they become the market leader by the end of the year.
That's really, really amazing. Now, guys, I just really, again, want to share with you just, again, the power of this roadmap and the power also of the simplicity of all of this. So everybody with me, comment below and say, I can do this too. Literally, I can do this too. Because again, we've all had it, like Andrea's had it, I've had it, some of our top students have had it, that whenever you start out and you look at something, you're like, yeah, this is cool. Like I wouldn't mind having my own store. But when you add all the different things up, when you see the simplicity of the platform, when you see how you can allow it to how do you say, coincide with what you're passionate about. And I know a lot of you are also busy with your freedom lifestyle. You're building up your brand anyways, and how it coincides with that. Just like, for instance, Isabel with her yoga store. She's already teaching yoga. She's already, putting forward the yoga brand. Would people need the yoga mats? Would people need the yoga blocks, right? And then to see how this goes hand in hand with that, to me, really, it's just like, man, this is so incredible. So yeah, I want to say a massive thank you to you again, Andrew, for sharing this. And like, whenever you shared this with me, it literally was like a mind-blowing experience. And that's why I'm so excited about this as well. I was like, yeah, we need to do this. We need to share this with everybody. So everybody at home, everybody, no matter where you are, I really, really, really need to tell you, tomorrow is going to be an explosive day. It's going to be an absolutely explosive day, because right now, you guys know the FLC e-commerce success roadmap. You guys know all the steps now, right? You guys know the power of this. You guys know the landscape that we've talked about on day number 1. You guys know the concept of one product to a million, right? Tomorrow, what we're going to talk about is how this is all scalable, how the big boys and the big girls play, how you can, and this is whatever we do, we always teach this from the bigger vision, so that you can start something knowing exactly where you are going to grow into, so that you have full clarity, you know how big this is going to be, and you know step by step how you can reverse engineer it. So who's excited for tomorrow? Comment below and say, I'm excited for tomorrow, I'm gonna be there, and let's bring it on, right? Let's bring it on. And also, as we said before, tomorrow, we're going to do something very, very, very crazy for only a limited amount of people. So be ready. Be ready. And we're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. So on that note, once again, Andrew, thank you so much for the wonderful session. Everybody, thank you so much for your wonderful energy and for us breaking the internet for even 4 times, but we made it on Zoom. So right now, the time is where we always say, no lippy, even though Misty has got a booming lippy ecom business. No lippy, no trimmy, and make sure to go live right now into the Smile group, right? Go live into the Smile group and share 3 things. How many things? 3. First of all, what were your biggest takeaways? What was your biggest moment? Number 2, share what you are going to commit to. What have you seen? What are you going to implement? How do you recognize the power of this and that you can do it too? And number 3, share something of inspiration. And on that note, we're looking forward to see you guys, to see your live videos. We're looking forward to see you guys tomorrow, and make sure to be ready. So everybody, go live right now, and we see you in the Smile group.